We were both silent after that. I knew that I had completed the deed. I was satisfied. The debt was done. Sam picked me up and dragged me over to the delete icon, and deleted me. Sam had successfully gotten rid of me, once and for all. I only ended up falling. The tones of my body dipped backwards, my pupils dilated at this new, yet such familiar sight. Was I back in the void again? I wasn't wrong. The entire world had seemed to finally crash down on me. The walls collapsed, and the fall was endless. Unlike last time, a peculiar feeling entered me. I was senseless, helpless even, but I felt relieved. Everything had felt finally complete for me, and this was something I had never felt before. I finally sensed what happiness feels like. I had left the world I was once in before, and entered the never-ending void. This was destined to be my fate, permanently. I am finally rid of the aggravation, the wounds which have slowly repressed, the scars that healed but were meant to bleed. All of the numbness I felt throughout my trial of life has been put at rest. Someday, somehow, in some way, I'd finally be able to understand the satisfaction of getting my vengeance to this world. It was never always going to be innumerable faults and despair. I finally got what I wanted, and what I wished for ever so much. I made Henry get what he deserved, and put myself at rest for the nightmare I lived, all thanks to him. My hurting lasted for long enough, and this retaliation was far overdue. It didn't seem to come to affect me, whether I'd be dragged into the dim pits of hell to eternally serve a sentence, or I'd be blessed and carried in arms to hear the anthem of angels at the gates of heaven and be forgiven for my sins. It all felt complete. I finally tied up the loose knots and ends for myself. My name is, or was, Austin. I was granted the title of being considered human in that life. But, oh, how wrong they were about me. I used to hold the belief dearly to myself that I was against the entire world. I anticipated and feared that all would turn imprecise for me. I never thought that I'd be able to feel something that could bring me content, relief, and happiness through that life. And yet again, I surprised myself. Or rather, the world can surprise me. I finally got to hold the emotions I've lingered for, desired for, begged and pleaded for throughout my entire life. Reprisal and recrimination for those who wronged me before finally came. I felt okay. I felt happiness. I finally found out what it felt like, knowing that I was able to make things right, and make those who were against me agonize in their wounds for it. This was my life, as Austin. This is the end of the road for me. And I got the ending I always wanted, to feel happy. And now, wherever this void takes me, I shall follow and keep falling. Farewell, and perhaps, maybe we can meet again in a new life. Until then, sayonara, Austin.